5 Essential Tools for Success from the Bhagavad Gita. Trust me on this, the Bhagavad Gita is the best authority on the issues of life and provides some unique tools for success in any endeavor. Lord Krishna gave us this amazing transcendental knowledge which should be studied thoroughly. The gems contained in this book are useful in every situation of life. When I read the Bhagavad Gita for the first time, the meaning which I got from the book was purely spiritual. I have jotted down the essence of the Gita in this article so that you get a fair idea that this book is not just limited to religion and spirituality. It is a manual for life. After reading for a second and a third time, I got new interpretations from the same shlokas. It is believed that you get a new meaning every time you read the Gita. Here are few essential life tools that will help you overcome any kind of situation in life, that is loneliness, depression, fear, failure, anxiety, stress. Number 1, the tool of detachment. The number one tool that you get out of the Gita is detachment. Only when you detach yourself from things, situations, outcomes, only when you separate your actions from your desire and do work for the sake of work will you be able to perform to your best. You have to not think of the outcome of whatever work you are doing, but to only focus on the work. Whatever that is meant for you will be yours anyway after the work is completed. Detachment does not apply to work but also to people you associate yourself with. Sometimes detachment is the only tool that will help you overcome dependency on someone for their emotional support. People will not be with you all the time. There will be times when you will need to be on your own. You'll need to be your own support. The greatest takeaway for me from the Gita is the tool of detachment. Second, the tool of soul knowledge. Gita states that you are not your body, you are not your 5 senses, you are not your 5 sense objects, you are not your object of senses, you are neither your mind nor your intellect, you are a soul, you are Atman, Brahman. Awareness of this knowledge is believed to be of the highest level of knowledge in Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. Why do you have to worry about issues that are of your bodies and not your soul in reality? Whatever you have experienced or are experiencing is because of your soul believing itself to be your body, when in reality your soul is an independent entity. You are here playing an actor's role. Play the game of life like a hero. What more is left to be known? Tool number 3, the tool of regulation. Lord Krishna talks about regulating your senses, that is eyes, nose, skin, mouth, your mind, your intellect, so that they will support you whenever you are to take a hard decision by directing your organs to a higher object or goal, like for example God or yourself. Our soul is stuck in a body and we believe our senses, mind and body to be us. Regulating these organs will be essential in a way that it will help us know our true self and overcoming difficulties of life and getting better at work in life. Tool number 4, the tool of meditation. Lord Krishna gave the art of meditation to the world 5,000 years ago. Sit in a cool place, keep your back straight, close your eyes and focus your mind on the tip of the nose. Do this for 20 minutes. When you think your mind is wandering, bring it back to the tip. Or simply focus your mind on your breath or prana for 20 minutes. Meditation helps in concentration and increasing grey matter. Tool number 5, the tool of nature, that is gunas. Each one of us is made up of 3 modes of nature: sattva, rajas, tamas. Sattva is the mode of goodness, rajas is the mode of passion, and tamas is the mode of ignorance. Waking up early and studying is in the mode of goodness. Working daily chores is in the mode of passion, whereas sleeping with a tired body is called the mode of ignorance. We have to find our swadharma, that is our natural tendencies. According to our nature, that is sattva, rajas, and tamas. Find the work that you love doing for free. That is your swadharma. We must do only that work which is suitable for our nature, that is guna. Then we will be able to realize our full potential. The tool of mindfulness. Okay, so I'm providing some bonus tools because I love you all. The tool of mindfulness. There are secret nuggets in the Gita that stress the importance of mindfulness or staying in the present. You don't need a YouTube guru to guide you once you start living in the present. So, your mind in the present moment, as you keep your mind in the present, your mind could be the greatest friend or it could be your greatest enemy. Watching YouTube videos of online gurus will take you nowhere. The only output you will get by watching these videos will be that you will jump into their next video. This cycle will go on until you realize you are in a loop. Perhaps you don't need a YouTube guru to tell you what is right and what is wrong for you, because that is something only you can decide. If you practice the tool of meditation, I can assure you, you will not be needing any more videos from the YouTube gurus, and this in turn will save you a lot more precious time. The tool of right eating. The Gita suggests 3 kinds of foods and effects they have on our mind and body. These foods are classified as sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Sattvic is juicy and fresh foods like veggies, fruits, milk, nuts, leaves, etc. Rajasic foods are that foods which are modified to taste better. For instance, all fried foods, extremely hot, tangy, extremely sour foods. Tamasic foods are petrified, leftover, and foods that contain remnants. So here is the catch. Sattvic foods are natural to our mind and body and help us in natural spiritual, mental, and physical growth. Rajasic foods tend to increase rajoguna or extremes, that is passion, in our body, leading to aggressive or sad behaviors. Tamasic foods lead us to ignorance, sleep, and tiredness. Consuming sattvic food will help you maintain a healthy body and mind. Tool of sacrifice. The Gita believes in taking calculative sacrifice. It states that whatever we are getting on our table is due to a process called sacrifice. If we are not a part of the sacrifice cycle, then it may turn out that we are stealing contents from the nature. Nature itself stands in sacrifice. Without evaporation, there is no possibility for rain. Without rain, there is no possibility of crops growing. And without crops growing, there will be no food on our table. This cycle is a sacrifice. This is a yagna. So the suggestion that Gita suggests us is we take part in the yajna, that is life, and put something that we love in the fire of sacrifice. We could take part in this yajna for educating, by educating for free, helping orphans and old people in any way, donating food, or by just doing our daily routines in a dispassionate manner, nishkama karma. The tool of letting go. This is another important revelation by Gita. As a matter of fact, this is another of my favorite takeaways from the book of gems. Let me tell you all what most people call law of attraction. This is similar to it. Krishna says, you become what you think, so think carefully. If you are constantly thinking of money, you will drown yourself in the thoughts of money and the same might never come to you. If you are constantly thinking about precious items like car, homes, you might get the things, but you will be in a debt or just move on to the next big material gain. So does that mean you should renounce your needs and desires? No, not at all. Desire and needs are the most human quality and they cannot be discarded just like that. What Lord Krishna suggests here is only keep that what you are getting and do not run for more. Let go of that which is beyond your control. Only keep that which is in your hands. Keep goals, but don't assume that you will achieve all your goals. Give your best shot, but don't be confident that you will achieve all your goals. Keep scope for the gray area or blank spot. You cannot predict or see the future. You cannot only give your best. You can only give your best shots. Keep goals, give your best, and follow in a renunciation. The Gita is helping me understand life in a better way, so it will help you too.